Hello, everybody. This is John Carlo here. Hope everybody's doing well. Just wanted to uh, give it a couple more minutes before I actually get started. I like to give it, a couple minutes after 12 just so everybody can funnel in and then we can get started. In the meantime, can somebody in the audience let me know if you can hear me okay? I want to make sure that I'm not speaking to myself. If you can just put a thumbs up or yes in the chat box, that'd be helpful. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Like I said, we'll just give it 5 more or 1 or 2 more minutes, not five, 1 or 2. Okay, we can get started. Derivative trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So today we'll just be going over an intro to EdgeProX, an intro to EdgeClear, and then how to import cloud levels. And then if you have questions regarding how to import cloud levels or just in general, at the end you can ask those questions. What is EdgeProX? EdgeProX is an all-in-one solution for active traders. It has MBO capabilities, volume profile and TPOs, native order flow tools, fully functional with 300 plus indicators and studies. There's indicator layering. It's native to Windows, macOS, and Linux. This also runs on the Rithmic CQG or IQFeed. Um, all features are available for the low price of $34.99 per month. And these features that you're seeing and the price does not include the data fees. What else does EdgeProX offer? It offers the heat map, volume imprint, volume profile, TPO and market profiles, advanced DOM, simulated trading, replay mode, cross-instrument trading, cloud levels, Edge Pro line, OHLC lines, time and sales, and 300 indicators. What is EdgeClear? EdgeClear is an independent futures brokerage. We're created by traders for traders. We have an award-winning team, multiple clearing relationships with Phil Capital, Ironbeam, and Dorman. We are an experienced team, and our founder is Futures Trader 71. We're continuously innovating and building, and we're trader inspired here. So, how to import cloud levels? So I'll pull up my EdgeProX. And you'll notice that there are these sample EdgeProX cloud levels every 20 points down, all along the right side here. What I'll do is I will go through the settings first, and then I can explain how to download or how to import your own cloud levels. So going through the settings, starting with the source. The source is the location where you'll be pulling these cloud levels from. This can be held locally or on a server. It's really up to your preference or the location that you have. The label display, you'll notice that there's chart only, DOM only, chart and DOM. This is going to show the cloud levels, or it'll display the labels in either the chart or in the DOM. You can configure it to be only the chart, only the DOM, or both. Continuing down, the text align, that is going to show where the text for each of the levels appears. It can be on the right, all the way on the left, or it'll be directly in the middle. As a default, it's usually set to the right. The opacity, this is going to toggle how transparent the price bands and levels are. So if I bring this up to, let's say, 50 and apply, you'll notice how much darker these lines just became. And if I go to like 75, let's say, or around there, apply it, you'll notice that it gets brighter and darker as well. And so I keep it more towards like 20, just so I can, it doesn't configure with my charts and or hurt my eyes as well. Continuing down though, the band color, this changes the color of the bands on the chart unless the color is specified otherwise in the source. So you can change the band color. So if you enable this and you change it green and hit apply, it's going to change everything to green. But if this is not enabled, the indicator is going to pull the color from the CSV file that you have imported as the source. And I'll show you how that's labeled and how that's displayed in the CSV file towards the end of the video. And so continuing though, update interval. So the update interval, this is going to be the frequency in which the source provided is checked by the platform or indicator. And so if there were any changes made to the source, the levels will update accordingly. So for this example, it's going to check this source every 5 minutes. And if the CSV file had been updated, it'll automatically change the levels accordingly. So then I'm sure, the font, this will change the font color or the font of the writing within each level. And then you have at the bottom here, suppress labels, suppress prices, suppress bands, and suppress band levels or band prices. The suppress labels, if I have this enabled, what this will do is this will get rid of the label. So if I apply that, you'll see that all the labels on the right hand side go away. If I suppress the prices, this is going to keep the labels but suppress the prices that are usually put at this level. So you can obviously see the price level via the axes, but if I don't suppress this and apply, you'll see that it adds here at the top the 4440 price level. So we can keep that suppressed. The bands, what this will do is, so if I zoom in here, as so you can see that around this around 4300 there's a band up and down. So if I go back to the indicator and suppress bands, you'll notice it's only going to show the middle line, as you can see. So it's going to suppress or remove the bands printed around each of the levels. And then suppressing the band prices. So if I apply this, you'll notice that it'll show you how far the bands, each band is. So it'll show you the price at the upper end of the band, and then it'll show you the price at the lower end of the band. And so that is suppressing that will remove the prices around each of the levels. So if I apply this, and I'll also suppress the price, apply that. That is the default configuration, and as well as I like to keep it. So how would you import your own cloud levels? If you have a source that you use, you can use, different sources to gain access to these types of levels. You would use the link. So if I hit select, you'll notice that it gives me two options, either a web address or a local file. If you get these files from a web address or a server, you would just paste in the website link into the web address and make sure that's enabled. However, if you decided that you wanted to create your own cloud levels, if you have a small group of friends and you want to share these levels with them, and you created a CSV file, you would just import this through the local file. So you would select local file. It'll open up the um, Finder on your computer. You would just select the file that you created on your computer, and then make sure that you select enabled. So what this looks like is, if I pull this up, this is what the cloud levels spreadsheet looks like. So you'll see that there's a symbol column, a price level column, the note column, so what you want it to say, the foreground, background colors are here, and then the diameter of the band. So how wide you want the band to be. So when you're creating your own levels, the symbol is going to need to be so if you wanted to do it for the ES, it would have to be exactly for the ES. So you wouldn't be able to use multiple levels or multiple different cloud levels for different indicators. So you wouldn't be able to have like ES and NQ in the same column. You'll get an error flagged into EdgeProX. So what I recommend doing is using like ESH2 or the current front month contract, as the symbol, and just going in and updating it so you can make sure that the symbols match and you don't get an error in EdgeProX. The price levels, obviously, this is relative to what you would like your levels to be at. The notes, again, that's just what you would like to write in here. That's why you see in EdgeProX, if I pull that up again, sample EPX cloud level. So you'll see that that's what the notes are, and that also is written in here, sample EPX cloud levels. If I widen that, you'll see that that's there. But so going back, the foreground color, this is going to have to be in hex code. So you'll see that the colors are written in hex, and then same thing with the background color, also written in hex. So you'll have to look up, whatever the colors are that you would like to associate with your different levels. If you want certain support levels to be certain colors and resistance levels to be certain colors, you would just change the foreground and background color. And then the diameter is 11, and I believe this is going to be I'm not sure if this is in pixels, but if I go back to the chart, you'll notice that it's the width is about 11 here. So this is what the 11 width would look like. So setting that diameter smaller makes this band tighter, and I actually, it actually looks to be in ticks. So it's 11 ticks from the middle, so it splits it 5 up and 5 down, including the middle. So that's where the 11 comes from. So creating your own cloud levels would be creating an Excel sheet like this, saving it down to your computer or as a local file, and then importing this local file into your EdgeProX platform. So that would be how you import your own cloud levels. And if there's any questions about that, let me know before I proceed forward to the Q&A. Does anybody have any questions? Cool. All right. And if anything pops up, just type it in the chat and we can get to that at the end. So moving forward to the Q&A. Typically what happens if this is your first walkthrough with me is there's questions that are submitted prior to the webinar, and I handle those around this time, and then I also handle the questions in the chat box as they come in. So somebody asked, is there a way to set price alerts on the DOM ladder with a function key? Uh, I do not believe that you can just set alerts with like a hotkey, for example. If you're looking for hotkeys, so if you go to configure, preferences, keyboard, if that ability was like if you were able to do that, it'd be in this area. So it doesn't look like you can set an alert. I only see alert history window. So you can, let's see if we do this. Alerts. There you go. Actually, you can. So yeah, you could set your own alerts via the hotkeys. So you can set your own hotkey here. So if you double click it, you'll obviously have to turn off the use defaults, but if you double click on that after you select turn off the defaults, you can collect or select let's do Control Shift, and it'll just be plus your equal sign. That'll be how I create my alerts via a hotkey by just configuring this area. And so you can create it, edit it, or cancel it all via this window. So the way I found that, again, just for the person or those that would want to know, is you just go to configure, and then you would go to preferences, keyboard, and then what I did to get that pulled up quicker was I just sorted by category and scrolled down until I saw alerts. And now you'll see here that you can create, cancel, edit, show alert history, all via a hotkey, and just make sure that you turn off the use defaults, and then you can create your own from this point forward. Cool. So then somebody asked how to zoom out of a market profile or volume profile chart without having all of those overlap on top of each other for a larger big picture view. So if I go and head back into um, the charting and I go to the order flow tab, um, if you scroll out here, what I'll do is I'll turn off because I have this. So if you configure max width, if you turn this off and hit apply, update, what this is going to do is it's going to not show a pixel width between each of the imprints, and you'll see, and you saw there that they were overlapping each other, not really allowing you to get a view of what everything is more long term. And so once this loads again, I will show you what the max width does. The max width sets a width between each of the profiles. And so if I go back in here, turn on the max width, turn it to 100, and apply it, once this loads, you'll see a little bit better that when I'm zooming out, it keeps pretty closely the width. And then so if 100 isn't enough, you'll just have to go in, and increase the max width. So update, and then it should keep a larger width, allowing you to zoom out farther. So that's how you would do that. And then there's, I believe, other displays in here that you can do to make that look better. But let's see, profile, maybe not in this specific indicator, but in the actual volume profile, daily volume profile indicator. Let's see, if I go to all studies, right here. So the width, that's another area that you can widen that. So this is how you would configure that and allow for a larger time frame view. But that seems to be all the questions here. Again, I'll ask anybody in the audience, is there anybody that had any questions about anything that I didn't tackle yet? Awesome. Well, if anything comes up, you can visit our knowledge base at support.edgeclear.com. This is an area where we have articles that are written and they give step-by-steps on how to do certain things within the platform. It's more on a high-level basis of EdgeProX, some more simpler questions. These videos that I do on a bi-weekly basis are recorded and put on YouTube. You can revisit these videos if I went over something too quickly. Feel free to check it out, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always put stuff out, webinars that we do, walkthroughs, etc. So give that a little peek, and you can see these videos there for sure. You can email us at edgeprox@edgeclear.com or give us a call at 773-832-8320. Hopefully this was helpful to you all, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.